Merry Christmas from Building Apologetics, from myself, from my home to your home. This video is going to be dedicated to all of those people who are having a bit of a hard time during the Christmas season and during the New Year's season. It's probably not news to you that this time of the year is perhaps one of the loneliest seasons for so many people in the world. This is when it's cold, the days get shorter, we are inside, we don't get to spend time with people that we love. And for those that don't have families to go to for Christmas, this time can be very hard for them. It can be a very lonely and depressing time. This Christmas season that should be filled with cheer and joy and happiness is often just the opposite for so many people around the world. And to add on that, this past year, 2020, has been extremely hard for so many people. This COVID pandemic has left us all scarred in some way. Many have lost relatives. We have been separated from the people that we love. For those who are really extroverted, this time has been extremely hard. We don't get to spend as much time in person with people doing the things that we love. And all of this can make our lives a lot more depressing. And especially during this Christmas season where some of you may want to spend time with family, but you don't want to put yourself or those that you love at risk. So in this video, I just want to give you a little bit of encouragement. I don't pretend to have all of the answers, and I can't make your sadness, your anxiety, depression, your loneliness, I cannot make that go away just with the snap of my fingers. I wish I could. So think of this video not as the cure, not as a one solution to fix everything, but think of it more as just a helpful way to look at this time to make it a little bit easier for you. The first thing I want to mention is that this season is not necessarily about us. It is great to spend time with family. It's great to experience presents and gifts and sweet sugar cookies. I love sugar cookies. But that's not what this time is actually about. I think we need to keep in mind that this season is all about Christ and His coming to earth in order to be the ultimate gift from God to us. And I think when we focus so much on ourselves and our own situation, sometimes that can make us feel really bad. We start seeing all the problems in our lives. But I think the solution to this is self-forgetfulness. We need to forget about our own situation, and especially during this Christmas season. Forget about your own situation, everything that you've been going through, and focus on Jesus. Focus on the original cause for everything that we have to celebrate. Realize that there is a God out there who loves you so much. And even if you don't get to feel the love of humans around you, your friends and your family, or if you're feeling alone and you feel like no one really cares about you, I just want you to know that this season is all about the one who truly does care. The one who is in all places at all times. We never have to be alone because God is always there. Even in your darkest, most sad, most lonely spot, Christ is right there with you. And He died and He suffered and paid the penalty on the cross so that you could spend eternity with Him. You will never have to be alone for all of eternity because you will spend every moment in the presence of the amazing God that we serve. So on that note, one thing that I would like you to do, if you are feeling particularly lonely or sad during this season, is to reflect on what Jesus did and what He did 2,000 years ago and how that applies to you today. Don't worry if you don't get to spend time with family. Don't worry about how many Christmas presents you have under the tree or whether you got enough time to be able to hang lights outside. I want you to think about, what did Jesus really do for you? Another thing that I would like you to do is, if you are feeling lonely, reach out to someone. Reach out to someone that you know who will care for you. Call them up. If you don't want to spend time in person because you're afraid of getting infected with COVID, then just call them. Join a Zoom call, go on FaceTime, do something. Reach out to someone and just talk to them for a bit. Maybe you even know somebody else who's also having a hard time this season. Call them up, cheer them up, and I promise that once you cheer them up and you are an encouragement to someone else, you'll find that you yourself are filled with encouragement. And lastly, I just want to talk to all of those of you who are not dealing with sadness or depression during this time. Think about those in your circle who are dealing with these things. What can you do during this Christmas season to make this time a little bit easier for someone else? After all, we are the body of Christ, and we are called to lift up our fellow brothers and sisters when they're down. What can you do? Maybe it's just a phone call, maybe it's a card or a special gift, or maybe you stop by their house. I want you to think of that one person, or one or two or three people in your circle that you know that you could help. Just make this time a little bit easier, and I want you to do it. I don't want you to just think about these people. I want you to actually take a step and show them in some way that you care about them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. This is Building Apologetics. Thank you so much for watching, and hit subscribe if you like videos like this.